Hey, welcome back to RamZland. Today I want to demonstrate atmospheric pressure with this rubber mat that I got from Flynn Scientific. Check this out. All I'm using in this demonstration is a wooden board and this rubber mat that has this hook that's in the middle of it. You can see what it looks like. Okay, so the first thing I like to do in this demonstration is I just like to show that there's no adhesives on the bottom of the rubber mat. It is perfectly smooth. And in the same sense, there's no glue, there's nothing sticky on the board itself. But when I put this rubber mat on the board, if I press it down and then I lift it, look what happens. The entire board rises with the mat. I can even shake it. Look, I'm shaking it. And it just does not want to fall off. But if I lift the corner of it, it comes off just as easily, because there's nothing sticky on the mat. But again, if I just lay it on the board like this, and I lift it up, the whole board rises with the rubber mat. How is this possible? So let's take a closer look at this. Again, perfectly smooth. There is nothing on the bottom of this. There is nothing on the tabletop. I'm just gonna lay it here, and then I'm gonna pull up, and the entire board rises. Look at that. And that's because of air pressure. Now if I lift up the corner and I let a little air get underneath the mat and I equalize that pressure, then I can lift the mat very easily. If I lay it on there, then all of the atmospheric pressure in the room is resting on the mat. Okay, so if atmospheric pressure is really what's pushing this mat down and holding it to the board, then how much pressure are we talking about? Well, from the ground up to the stratosphere, you've got all of the air over the entire planet pressing on every square inch of your body. And that's about 14.7 pounds per square inch at sea level, nearly 15 pounds. But that's per square inch. So to find out how much air pressure is really resting on this mat, we would have to find the surface area. We'd have to measure the length and multiply that by the width to find out how many pounds of pressure is literally resting on this mat. Let's figure that out. Okay, so by using the measurement app on my phone, I can see that this mat is roughly 10 inches by 10.5 inches. Okay, so let's do that. 10 times 10.5 is 105 times 14.7 is 1,543.5 pounds of pressure. That's a lot of air pressure. Okay, so let's suppose then that I've got roughly 1,500 pounds of pressure on this rubber mat. Think about inertia. All of that air that's resting on this mat, it doesn't want to move. It wants to stay right here. And so when I lift up on the hook, I'm really lifting against all of the air molecules that are resting on this mat. They want to stay right there. And that's what creates that incredible pressure. And that's what holds the mat to the board. Even when I shake it, it doesn't want to move. Just incredible. Okay, check the surface of the board. Does it feel like there's any adhesives on it? Any glue? Just run your hand along it. If you feel anything that's sticky on it, it should feel totally smooth. Is it smooth? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it's smooth. Okay, now when you feel the bottom of the mat, is there any sticky glue on the mat? Or is it just smooth?
Smooth.
It's smooth? Okay, put the mat on the center of the board. Just plop it on there. Good. Okay, let's look at that. So there's no screws holding the mat down. It's just sitting there. I can slide it around. You know, there's nothing on it. Okay, pick it up by the handle. Pull up on the handle, straight up. Harder, hard. Oh, you did it. Try it again. How is that possible? How can you pick up a board if there's no glue? Look at that. Okay, we're trying the board challenge. Is there any glue on the board? No, okay. Look on the bottom of the mat. Is there any glue on the bottom of the mat? Feel the bottom of the mat. Is there anything on that? Okay, plop the mat in the middle of the board. Just put it on there. Gotta try to center it. Okay, now pull up on the middle of the board. Let's see what happens. What? Look at that. You can lift the whole board. How's that possible? Look at that.
It is heavy.
hope you enjoyed today's edition of RamZland, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this presentation, be sure to remember to like and subscribe.